Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Adventure Comics number 69. So this story is, I'm gonna read both the Starman and Sandman stories. I won't read the Shining Knight and Hourman stories, but the reason I'm reading this one's because in the Sandman story, he gets a redesign. Like I've said before in the Justice Society videos, I'm not a big fan of the redesign. And he also gets a sidekick, Sandy the Golden Boy, which is a really weird name for the character. But yeah, his name's Sandy the Golden Boy. That's Sandman's sidekick. And later on in the JSA 90s comics, Sandy would become the new Sandman. He'd become just called like Sand. And he'd have like actual like sand powers, kind of like the Marvel Sandman, from what I understand. But yeah, so Starman by Jack Burnley. Aided by the magnetic rays of the gravity rod, the Man of Night fights single-handed against a mysterious sabotage clique in the adventure of the Singapore Stranglers. Theodore Knight, bored playboy who always imagines he's sick, is dancing with his fiancée Doris Lee at a party. "Isn't this a glorious dance music, Ted?" Well, I wish they'd slow down this tempo. This fast dancing is bad for my heart." "Just as I feared. I feel a dizzy spell coming on. That swing music made me dance too strenuously. Oh, I feel pain." "Now, Ted, don't go and spoil everything with your imaginary sick spells." "Catch me, somebody! I'm going to faint." "Disgusting. Fainting like a silly girl." "Poor Ted is ill again." "Give him air." I've got to go home, Phil. I'm not a well man." "You'll be all right, Ted. I'll help you to your car." "Sorry you feel bad, old boy. I'll escort Doris home." "Thanks, Phil. Oh, my head." "Your car, sir." "Drive to the Inwood Sanitarium, Jeeves. I need a physical checkup and rest. Lots of rest." "Yes, sir. That's right, sir." An amazing change. In the back of the car, sickly Ted Knight no longer looks ill. He withdraws a luminous cylinder from a secret holster. "I hate to leave Doris like that, but vibrations from the gravity rod mean that Chief Allen needs help." As Ted's car pulls up at the sanitarium entrance. "Here we are, sir. I'll help you up the steps." Jeeves is astonished to find no one in the car, just the master's clothes and a note. "Jeeves, I decided not to go to the sanitarium. Take these evening clothes back to my home. I won't need them for a while." "Good heavens! The master must have gone balmy, going about without his clothes." The chauffeur is puzzled, but we know the secret of Ted's disappearance. Now as Starman, he is carried through the night by the weird power of the gravity rod. There's our mountain meeting place. Alan should be there now. As Starman reaches the shack's entrance, Woodley Allen, FBI ace, opens the door. "Starman, we need your help on another sabotage case." More foreign spies, eh? What are they up to now, Allen?" "A number of our ships have been badly damaged while in port at the Gotham docks. Their engines were destroyed by a giant acetylene torch, more powerful than any known to science. These saboteurs are tricky and elusive. They've been able to slip past all our guards." Any idea how we can trap these slippery spies?" "The SS Paragon is now docked at Pier 17 in Gotham. I purposely left only one guard on duty tonight. The ship saboteurs won't overlook such a chance to strike." So, yeah, originally, I guess Starman was in Gotham City, but later on it gets retconned in the 90s comics. He becomes in Opal City. That's Starman City. But I'll be waiting for them. Now to head for Pier 17. I hope the saboteurs show up. Leaving Allen, Starman soars with blinding speed over the sleeping city of Gotham. Meanwhile, at Pier 17, the guard's attention is drawn by a tapping sound coming from behind some crates. "That peculiar noise, what can it be? I better take a look at those crates. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. I could have sworn I heard someone tapping."
Ugh. Well done, Ali Singh. The guard is done for. Now into the ship.
Looks like I got here just in time to catch him red-handed. An unseen watcher witnesses the arrival of the sabotage gang. The guard is out like a light, stunned but not seriously hurt. The man of night dashes up the ship's gangplank, hot on the trail of the sinister saboteurs. That gang struck silently and swiftly. They look like Asian people of some sort, strange. Crouched in a dark runway, a menacing figure awaits the unsuspecting Starman. No one on this deck. A look below. Nothing hiding in dark corners to scare people, eh? The gleam of the thug's knife warns Starman in time. Yeah, like I said, I've said this before. Yeah, for some reason, I find with the newer comics that I read, they have the captions on top. It's a lot easier. But back in these old comics, when they have the caption describing a thing, it's hard to know if it's what it's describing and when to read it. But anyway, this fellow is Asian, all right. Say, that knife has an emblem on it. So that's it. The death's head symbol of the most vicious, ruthless gang of professional murderers of all Asia, the dreaded Singapore Stranglers. I've heard many tales of their crimes, but I never thought I'd find them right here in Gotham. Say, voices coming from the vent that connects with the engine room. Do your work with speed. We must leave before police can discover guards. Below in the engine room, the thugs do their job at sabotage with deadly efficiency. The super-ascertain torch will disintegrate the engines. Starman climbs into the big vent and plunges downward. Engine room, next stop. Starman hurtles down the vent into the engine room and scatters the thugs like 10 pins. Excuse me for dropping in so suddenly. So you're the Singapore Stranglers. What a choke. Starman turns to face a guy wielding a giant acetylene torch. Put that sparkler down. It's not the 4th of July. A bolt from the gravity rod causes the torch to melt in a shower of burning sparks. I'll show you some real fireworks. Aye, yo! Ah! You boys are too destructive. I'll knock some sense into your heads. He tosses the howling thug against the metal wall. Happy landings. Behind Starman, the inner porthole opens silently. Who hired you to sabotage American ships? Don't tell me you thought up this racket all by yourself, or I'll knock you all the way back to Singapore. Speak up! Who's the big boss? Too late. Starman wheels as a hissing coil of rope encircles him, pinioning his arms. Hey, what? Bind the costumed one's security. We will give him a taste of revenge. I should have remembered. The rope tricks of the Strangler sect. I am possessed of an idea. Take this rash meddler to the stern of the ship and throw him overboard. What? No strangling today? He will die a horrible death. He interfered before we could destroy the engines. Now these same engines will destroy him. Turn on the ship's motors. He'll be drawn into the propellers and ground into bits. As Starman falls into the cold depths, the ship's great motors turn over. The water boils as the big propeller starts to churn. Those fiends have started the motors. The suction will draw me into the propeller unless... With a last desperate burst of strength, he frees himself. While on deck, that finishes the costumed fool. Get below and turn off the motors. We must leave the ship immediately. With frantic haste, he whips out the gravity rod just as the terrific current draws him within inches of the huge whirling blades. Ugh, if only I can make it in time. Woo, that was the closest a call as I ever had. Now I'll get those murderous rats. By the slim margin of a few seconds, Starman is saved from certain death, as the atomic energy of the rod pulls him out of the propeller's path. Those stranglers probably think I've been ground up into hamburger by now. Then he zooms up out of the water. Nobody in sight. Looks like they've already left the ship. At that moment, the police arrive, having found the unconscious guard at the dock.
Uh-oh, looks like a mistaken identity. You must be the head of the sabotage gang. Don't move, buddy. We'll get promoted for this. No time to explain, boys. I gotta catch that gang. Hey, stop or I'll shoot!
From above, the speeding Starman spots the thugs entering a powerful sedan.
There they are. I'll trail them and find out who brought them from Singapore for sabotage work.
Meanwhile, Chief Allen hears of the gang's newest sabotage attempt.
They got away again. Can it be that Starman has failed me?
But Starman hasn't failed his chief. He trails the gang to Gotham's Chinatown.
This must be the hangout of their leader, whoever he is.
Peering from an upper window of a ramshackle building. The pair of eyes has spotted Starman.
Hola, an intruder follows our men.
Within the Singapore, stranglers report to their master, Captain Fujiyama, who sits in front of a huge mask of Genghis Khan, ancient warlord.
Our sabotage work will continue. Yankee fools cannot fight against our trickery. Yes, sire. Now one of you will be sent on a suicide mission to cripple the American armament program. It will be glorious death to the new world order in Asia. A suicide mission. Perhaps I can foil this daring plot.
I should say, when this comic was made, I don't know if America had entered World War II. I think they did at this point. So yeah, this was, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. So that's why, like, the Japan, well, it says they're from Singapore, but I don't know, that's why the main guy, like, the guy in charge of them is, like, Japanese and that. But, while looking down from a nearby roof, he leaps from the roof of the gang's hideout. First, I'll pay Captain Fujiyama a visit. A tricky place. Those stairs may lead into the room I got from across the way. One side of the roof he finds a trapdoor happening into a staircase.
It's a trap!
But he tries to descend. The fake stairs collapse and he falls downward into dark depths. The man, it's all like cut off of night, lands heavily on a wooden floor, but is something in the pact. I don't know, but anyway, no one here. There must be an exit to this room. A wall panel springs back and he crawls into a low, dank tunnel. I don't know where this leads, but I'll soon find out. A huge Singapore thug waits at the tunnel's mouth, wielding a razor-edged scimitar. Starman, sensing danger, sends a shock bolt ahead of him. I had a hunch someone was waiting to greet me. As Captain Fujiyama enters, he gets an unexpected welcome.
Oh, wham!
Greetings, Captain. It's a pleasure to sock you with one of your own heels.
Take your hands off me. My stranglers will take care of you.
Listen, Fujiyama. I've already had some batting practice on your bad boys. If they act up, I'll belt them out of the lot. You sent one of your men on a suicide mission to sabotage U.S. defense. Where did he go?
He was ordered to blow up the great munitions plant at Eastport with the ultra-powerful hand grenade.
Terrified at seeing Starman, who they thought dead, Fujiyama's stranglers surrender without a struggle. It's a good thing for your health that you didn't put up a fight. I put through a call to Chief Allen. His men are on their way here to take over.
You captured me, but you can't prevent my greatest triumph. Within a few minutes, America's biggest munitions plant will be blown up by my suicide spy.
We'll see about that. Meanwhile, at the gates of the Eastport munitions plant.
Quit sneaking around here, buddy. No strangers allowed.
A chloroformed handkerchief overcomes the guard.
Hey! Ooh!
Starman races against time.
A bomb here would set off a terrific explosion. I've got to act quickly.
Other guards have cornered the fanatical suicide spy, but...
How'd he get in? He's got a bomb!
Starman tackles the thug from above, just as he hurls his deadly missile.
Hold everything! Ha ha, you're too late. We'll all be destroyed. Yeah, it's gonna hit the dynamite warehouse.
Acting quickly, Starman stops the bomb in midair with a magnetic ray from the rod, then draws it gently towards him. Another intercepted forward pass. Yo! He hands the bomb to the guards, then, "Want to play with dynamite, eh? My rate is TNT. Nice work." Next day, Ted Knight meets Doris. "Say, Ted, did you read in the newspaper about Starman capturing a gang of desperate saboteurs?" "Why, Doris, you know I can't bear reading about such violent people." And that's the end. So the next story, I'm going to skip to the Sandman story now. So I'll see you in a bit. So the Sandman, I noticed they gave him a cape. I don't think he'd keep that, because I know the next, in the Justice Societies I've read, those comics, he didn't have a cape when he was with this design, this new design. Yeah, they tried to make him more like Batman, and it just backfired. It's just really stupid. Like, when they brought, even when they kept, the redesigns, when they brought back the JSA in the 60s, they didn't bring back Sandman's design. They just brought, him with the gas mask. They didn't bring this design. And they didn't even reference Sandy the Golden Boy either. So the angry drone of mammoth wings vibrate in a weird dirge of death as the Sandman, golden garbed sentinel, battles his strangest adversary, the Queen Bee. I don't think this Queen Bee has anything to do with the one, the other DC villain called Queen Bee. But the amazing story of an experiment gone mad and of a modern miracle of science. The case of the giant bees. So yeah, the other Queen Bee is from Justice League. West Dodds drives down along a lonely New England road. "Funny looking truck at the rise of the hill. Never saw one like that before." Droning with fury, the monstrous bee attacks. "Bzzz. Wow, that's a bee! And he's bigger than I am. That's more like a nightmare than a vacation." Acting swiftly, West Dodds throws off his clothes, and appears in the glamorous costume of the Sandman. "These clothes only hamper my movements. If I'm going to lick that huge thing, I've got to move fast." High above, a strangely clad figure watches the unequal struggle. "One of the bees, loose! He'll kill that man!" "No, the man is... Why, it's the Sandman! And he's going to fight the bee!" With incredible swiftness, the Sandman hurls his wonder weapon, the wire plume, at the mammoth bee. "Death here is thy sting." The spirit insect hurtles downward, wings vibrating, a mad drone of death. "Bullseye! Crash!" Suddenly, as though released from a magic spell, the giant bee dwindles to its normal size. "Amazing! As soon as it died, it decreased in size." "Don't be startled, Sandman. The bee shrank to normal size because the super thyroid extract that made it grow large is effective only in living tissue." "Huh? Who are you? What are you talking about?" "I say, you look a lot like me. Where'd you get the costume?" "I saved up my money and bought some cloth and made it. My name's Sandy, and I pretend I'm you. That's my hideout." "Pretend you're me, huh? Well, suppose you tell me about it." "Ever since I can remember, I've admired the way you fight criminals. I've been training and studying hard that someday I could help you, like fighting old man Butsford's bees." "You seem to know all about the bee. How come it's so big?" "I'll take you to my pal, Bess Butsford. She'll explain everything." "I like this method of transportation, and it's free." "Bess! Hey, Bess, I got a feller the Sandman's gonna help you." "You? Oh, it's no use."
Stop crying and let me know everything that's happened."
I do believe you can help me, and I'm gonna tell you how Daddy loves bees, and the honey they make. He wants bigger and better bees so they'll make more money, or honey."
"Go on."
"He developed a super thyroid extract and started feeding it to his bees."
"Bess, this medicine is gonna do wonders for my bees. It'll make them grow and be strong enough to produce twice as much honey."
"I hope so, Daddy."
But as Daddy fed his bees, he did not notice what strange results would take place. "Come on, my golden honeys, eat this. I put in some crushed flowers to spice it up for you."
One day, Daddy came racing into the kitchen.
"Bees, bees! Look at the bees! Here as big as a football, my experiment succeeded."
take him away. A bee as big as that could kill a man. Well, the poison in his sting. The poison in a bee's sting is as deadly as that of a snake.
I don't think I don't think so. But anyway, but
The small amount that a bee carries is not enough to kill a man.
oh, yeah, that's true. But
However, with the increase in size, the amount of poison naturally grows in proportion. Bess, I never thought of that. This bee could kill me. Shoo, girl going outdoors, shoo. The queen bee developed hive characteristics, human characteristics. Secured in her hive, which was enlarged by the bees to accommodate their size, she plotted a human world.
Strange thoughts flood in on me. I feel a desire to be known and respected as the Queen Mother. I want to let those animals known as men how intelligent my bees are.
From that moment on, the bees kept us as virtual prisoners in the house. Only at night could we steal away. I gotta tell the state militia, Bess. They gotta come and kill these thugs. I made into monsters. The world is in danger of being flooded with a race of bee monsters. Oh, Daddy, Daddy! Suddenly, a huge bee swooped down and carried him off. I was so terrified I ran back to the house. And, what's that, kid? That was yesterday. Now they've killed Daddy. Golly, I didn't know it was as bad as that. I told the policeman about the bees, but he grinned and told me to stop having nightmares.
probably thought you were high. You probably thought you were high. But
Well, it is a little unusual, you know. But there's no time to talk. We gotta act. I'm going into that hive after Buttsford. Here comes a bee now. Quick, when I go for him, get inside the hive. If this doesn't work, I'll be a good lump of beeswax in a little while. Made it! Ooh!
high into the air swings the Sandman, wire poon fastened to the top of the hive.
When I get to the other side of the thing, that bee'll get a surprise.
Sweeping in an increasing arc, the Sandman catches up with the bee.
I'm no bee, but I've got a sting. Here I come, ready or not, Sandy!
Meanwhile, as Sandy catapults through the arched entrance of the hive, he lands full on the back of a bee.
Looks like I'm going for a ride.
The amazed bee circles the huge hive, trying to shake it loose its rider.
Yippee, ride him, cowboy! Grab yourself a bee, Sandman, it'll be great fun. So I see. But how are you going to get off? Golly, I never thought of that.
As Sandy circles the roof of this hive, below him in the queen bee's chamber,
I have spared your life so that you may reveal to me the secret of food that makes us large. If I could feed enough bees with that, we would be recognized by men as equals.
Never. I won't allow the world to be overcome by monsters such as you.
That commotion, what can it be?
Sounds like voices, human voices. Hang on, I'll get you to safety. If this bee doesn't decide to dive all of a sudden. Humans!
The golden Sandman thuds into the bee's head and grabs Sandy all in one motion.
Let's get going, fast! Thud. Look, that man. It must be Buttsford. I've got to rescue him. Let me get my lasso into action, I'll help you. I can loop it over one of these projections.
Down swoops the Sandman and Sandy towards the queen bee.
You distract their attention while I grab Buttsford. Just leave it to me.
Like a golden bullet, the Sandman speeds between the two bees and scoops up the scientist.
Two bees or no bees, I'm in between them. What? If I can get through the doorway, we're set. But the bees will follow. No, they won't. Not after I get through with them. You get into this house with Bess and leave this to Sandy and me.
Meanwhile, Sandy lands on the backs of the two bees.
Let's go, bees. I'm your honey, and I want to go places. Oh, if I had the wings of an angel. Come on down. You and I have work to do. Be right with you.
But the queen bee realizes the power of these humans and orders an attack.
Those men must be killed. Attack them at once.
Aye, aye, as the man yelled when a cylinder flew in. They want to fight, Sandy. Think we can give it to them? Back to the door, Sandy. We can't hold them off forever. Sock. I got a kick coming to me. And here it is.
Acting under the Sandman's orders, Butsford has rolled a wooden planking close to the hive's entrance.
I don't see what good doors are gonna do. They'll get out somehow.
By that time, they're all dead. They'll be all dead. Every living creature must die when it inhales only the same type of substance as it inhales. Bees exhale carbon dioxide just as humans do. Buxford has sent for a tank of it and will flood the hive, killing all those bees. Luckily, there's only one hive of those monsters. And now, young fellow, you've proved such a swell comrade in arms. Suppose we make it a team from now on, fighting against crime and evil.
That's okay by me, and we'll fight him, whether it's bees or humans.
From now on, Sandman and his ally, young Sandy, will come to you as a twin treat every month in Adventure Comics. So yeah, that's the end of that comic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.